Hello. Today we have a video that possibly nobody cares about. But let me explain. So basically, I was watching a lot of, while I was working, I was watching a lot of videos on people saying, what kind of Hobonichi they're going to get, if they're going to get a Hobonichi, if they're going to get sterling ink, all those kinds of things. And what I heard multiple times from people was that they don't use the monthly section. And I thought, I used to be that girl. I still am that girl in my actual planner, but because I don't really keep my planners for very long. I keep them for like a year in case I have to reference back to something, but then they go. But what I started doing, somebody last year gave me the second half of their kind of Avec set, their A6, and I thought, to journal in. And I thought, well, I do journal, like I like to journal, but I don't use the monthlies. What can I do? And James Burke had, he made a Photoshop way of doing kind of the photos in your monthlies. So I did that from I even put June in here apparently. June through December of last year, and I loved it. I loved it because I can look back and I'm like, oh, that's when I read that book, and that's when I broke that toe. And just things like that, it's a really, really quick remind, like when I put giant googly eyes on my tree at Halloween. It's just a really, really quick overview of your year, and it actually got me to take more pictures. So, which I love. I love the fact that I'm taking more pictures, or at least, snapshotting something off the internet that caught my eye that day. It's like a snapshot of the whole month of just what I was doing, what I was seeing, and I absolutely loved it. But I'm not sure if you can see, but basically I was doing it on transparent sticker paper, and in the Hobonichi they had this grid behind it, which I kind of liked for a while, but then I was like, yeah, I wonder if I could find kind of a plain version for the next year. And I had also offered to kind of do these calendars for my friend as well for this year. So I decided to move into this B6 Muji. Sorry about the glare. And it's just a really thin notebook, and it literally has a calendar and some lined pages. Now, what I intended to do was do the photo calendar, and it's bigger, like the boxes are clear, there's no grid lines, and so I could do the, transparent sticker paper and, not see it through. But what I intended to do was in the lined bit write kind of recaps of the month for the whole year. As you can tell, I have not done this. I can still do it though, because I can look back in July and go, okay, this is when I thought I was having eye migraines, this is when, the other thing happened, and this is when it all went wrong. And just various things, like this is when I lost my pencil case that I got the day before. I saw Indiana Jones. I can tell just by looking at this pretty much everything that happened in the month. It's my monthly overview. I absolutely love this. I love this so much. And so because I am super extra, what I decided to do was I put this into Canva because people don't really, like one of my friends wanted to do it, and she doesn't have Photoshop. She's not going to pay for Photoshop just to do this. So I thought, okay, well, I'll put this in Canva. And I did that. I had to figure out this whole weird thing of their rectangles that they start out with in their frames don't have the right aspect ratio for any of these notebooks. So I ended up having to figure out how to make my own kind of frame thing for a template. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. And then I thought, well, if I'm going to do it once, I may as well do it because I don't know what I'm going to be in next year. And look, there's all these people out there that aren't using their monthlies. They may want to do this. So I did a template for A6 Hobonichi, A5 Hobonichi, Traveler's Notebook Monthly Insert, B6 Sterling Ink, and B6 Muji. The only reason why I haven't done any of the others is because I just don't have them to test it. So if what you're going to be journaling in or planning in, or if you want to do this and I haven't made a template for it, go ahead and message me on my Instagram, which will be in the description. I'm happy to make it for you. It's pretty quick now because I've got it figured out how to do it. But you'll have to test it. So you'll have to print it and test it and see if it works for you. Yeah, and I tend to use, and I'll put a link in the description, matte clear sticker paper. It's actually called label paper, the one that I use, because that's A4, but I think it's called sticker paper, the one that is letter sized, and I'll put links to those below. And because I leave it clear, and because right now my eyeballs aren't working, I kind of sized this down a little bit. These squares would fit exactly, from side to side in here, but I can't see what I'm doing, so I just scaled it a little bit just for me. But the ones that you have, the link that you'll get is for exact size. And my friend Angela, she's doing exact size. So I kind of leave a little, when I'm cutting it out, because I can't cut straight, I leave a little border around, because it's clear, it doesn't matter. And these things can be a little staticky, so I kind of try and line up the bottom of the sticker to the bottom line and just make sure it's in between the two sides, and then I stick it down. So I'm going to hop onto Canva, do a voiceover, and do April because I forgot April. So I'll do April with you guys. I might speed some stuff up and I'll do a voiceover. And hopefully one person out there will be interested in this. But I just thought, all those people not using their monthlies, this might be neat for them. So that's that. And I will start the Canva part. Canva part of the tutorial. These are my folders, and I'm showing you these so that you can see there's 4 items in each one of these folders at least. Muji has 8, but I'll show you why in a minute. So what I want you to know is that you kind of can't screw it up. I have backups of each one of these files that I won't be sharing, and they're locked. So even if I do accidentally share them, you can't edit them. So everything's safe. That being said, you will want to make a copy. Why you want to make a copy is because if you don't, so basically each template has A4 and letter. So if you don't make a copy, everybody who clicks on the link that I'm sharing for the size that you're wanting to work on will see your edits. And I've put right here, A4 template, make a copy, just so that you absolutely know you really should make your own copy of this before you start working on it. Because everybody who has the template loaded in will see if you load it into the template. So to make a copy, you load it up. So when you click the link, this will come up for whatever size you've chosen. I'm doing Muji B6 because I haven't done my April, and that's the size I'm working in. So under File, you have Make a Copy, and it literally will just make another file called Copy Of. Nobody else will see this one. This is now yours. I should mention, Canva is free. Everything that I'm showing you how to do will be free for you to use, but you will need to make an account. So I am doing my April 2023. So I'm just renaming that for my own kind of personal use so I know which one it is. Because if you go back here, you'll see I've got July, May, June. I've got all the ones I've already done. So I'm keeping track of my month that way. You don't have to get that extra about it. You could just keep loading things in on top of the previous calendar if you just want one file. That's absolutely fine. To get images into Canva to load into this, actually, these things are called frames. If you see this kind of cloud image, it is frames. And so if you scroll down, where are frames? You can make frames of any size. I'll just load that in real quick to just demonstrate what a frame is. And basically, if you drag and drop an image onto the frame, the image is only in that frame. So it's only in that kind of area. To detach an image from a frame, you can either load a new image on top of it, just drag and drop, or you can right mouse and detach image, and then that just pops out. You could delete that. Let's delete that because we don't need it. I have made a copy of this, so I'm going to delete that so I can tell that's not the template. I don't have to worry that everybody's going to see it. You don't need that. You don't need to print that. That's just so that you know at that time you're working on the template copy and everybody else will see what you're doing. To get images in to load into your calendar, you go over to the left to uploads. I've uploaded a bunch of them already. So let's see, upload files. I name all my files the number that I'm going to be uploading. So let's see, where did I stop? We'll do 28 and 29. So while that's uploading, you'll see this little water filling this circle thing going on over here, and you'll also see a progress bar right there. So to see what file is what, if you hover over it, you'll see these 3 dots. And this says it's 2. So that's my day 2. So I'm going to drag and drop that onto day 2. This is just rows of 5. There's 31 days. If it's a month of 30 days, just don't put anything in that one. So that's day 2. Let's get if you want to. So to zoom in is down at the bottom, this thing right here. If you're looking at it and you're like, I don't like the way that dog is sitting. Actually, let's do this one. This one is 3. Okay, so we will drag and drop that into 3. Now, because I forgot to take that landscape, I highly recommend you take most of your pictures landscape if you can. You're going to have to edit this to put it in frame unless you want to see this person's chin just only. So to do that, you double click and then you can see the whole image and it's got kind of a transform icon and you can just move that in and click out to see how it looks. That's pretty good. I can't tell you, like I've been doing this for over a year now and I still forget to take my pictures landscape. So if you accidentally just click on it, it'll load it in here, but just pick it up and hover over the box you want to drop it in and it'll drop in there. And I would like the top of that tower to show. And let's see, where's this one is 6. And it might be faster to like just look at your subdirectory with thumbnails on. So like that, and that way you can tell, okay, that one's 9, that one's 10, rather than kind of checking the little dotted line. So that's not one of these. So that's 6, 7, 8. Now I'm moving it sideways. So yeah, I'm going to zoom back out. And that is pretty much, you just fill it up with your whole month. And when you are ready to kind of print it out, well, first, let's just show. So see, I've got all this space down here. And I don't want to waste all that paper when I'm printing because I print on sticker paper. So I will kind of tend to go into elements and look for, say, I don't know, hair dryer or whatever I want to use, maybe in a planner or something. Graphics, see all. So if it's got this little crown next to it, if you hover, it'll say Pro. And if you don't have Canva Pro, you can't use that one. But this one doesn't have that, so we can use that one. Where'd it go? I just resize it. Just start loading in make some stickers. I can make another one. If I line it up, let me just zoom in. So line it up along the bottom. You can see that line right there. The next time I hit plus, it's just going to keep that on the same line. So I can print out a bunch of blow dryers if that's what I want to do. And I just do that to fill up the sheet. I think I showed this once before, but that way I'm not wasting any paper when I print it out. And yeah, so I've got B6 Muji. I made B6 sterling ink, and I'll put a picture up right here. Basically, I made it so that it's the whole entire box size. This one's A4. I don't know why, but I think I did it because I don't have, mine's undated, so I don't have numbers there. So if for some unknown reason you want to fill up the whole box, then I put full box down here. Use that one. But otherwise, you'll see that the one that, so there's the full box, and then next to it, I've got the Muji size, which they are the same. They're both B6. They have the same base width to them. So with numbers, because I don't have one with numbers, this one will probably work for you. It has the measurements right here, and I'll have them in the description of the video so that you can, measure your area and decide which template works right for you. And if there isn't one that works for you, send me a message on Instagram, and yeah, I'll make you a template. I'm now very quick at this. It's because been doing this for days. Yeah, okay, so let's see. Let me make sure I showed you everything. Zoom in, zoom out, detach. Oh, you want to print this out actual size, and then you want to, so let's go back to the one that we did April. So say I'm ready to print. You go here, file, download, and I switch that to JPEG, and I make the quality 100 and the size 2.5. I don't know what that actually kind of means in file size when it prints out, but that's the way that it looked best when I was printing it out on a high quality laser printer. So you might get away with a smaller size, lesser quality. It is up to you. I print this on sticker paper. I do it on matte sticker paper. You can do this on, just regular printer paper with a glue stick. You actually might have better luck sticking things down that way because you've got a little bit of wiggle room before it dries. Whereas with the matte sticker paper and the glossy sticker paper, there's kind of this like static thing that starts to happen when you're trying to place it down. It just sucks it onto the page. But yeah, print it on whatever you want. I will put a link to the letter sized matte sticker paper and the A4 size matte sticker paper that I use. And I think I showed you how to detach the photo. I showed you how to download. I told you to fill out space, resize, drag and drop. Yep. Okay, so yeah, most important thing: make a copy. Make your own copy of the file. If it, you might want to, after you make a copy of the file, delete the template so that you're not accidentally doing it. Because I don't know how many people are going to actually do this. Maybe zero. Yeah, so hopefully somebody will be interested in this. Okay, bye.